you're changing people's lives. Everything is great. 2022, the downside, where you now realize you're responsible for a load of people. It's not only your own money, but you're responsible for all the people who've come with you in the journey. So talk about your annus horribilis of 2022, because it was shit.
Yeah, I mean, look, for me, it was extremely shit. And I'll tell you why it was extremely shit. I built a lot of wealth in crypto, a lot. I was filthy fucking rich. When I tell you I was filthy fucking rich, I used to watch the footballers on their yachts, and I used to think to myself, I can buy that yacht. And you know, like that kind of thing. I was really rich. I was talking to my wife about what we should do with all our money. We decided not to buy a private jet because we live in Africa, and you know, there's no jet that you can buy in Africa that could actually help you fly to the USA or fly to Europe. You need a real plane for that, and that's not what we could afford. We were talking about buying holiday homes. We don't like holiday homes because it forces us to go to one destination, and we want to travel the whole world, so we don't want holiday homes. And we literally had so much money that we didn't know what to do with it. And we were making money like crazy. And then Luna. And when Luna collapsed, I had over 50% of my portfolio in Luna and Luna-related projects. Okay, so you can imagine that I had over 50% of my portfolio in Luna and Luna-related projects. On top of that, I genuinely at the time believed that Luna was going to change money. I had drank the Kool-Aid, and I'd broadcast to my community for months and months and months, and many of my community had followed me into Luna. And as you know, in 4 days, the whole trade unraveled, and I lost over $100 million. I lost $134 million. It was the toughest. Cannot explain to you what it's like to lose that amount of money. Like, I just can't explain the feeling to you. Also, I was completely helpless. Completely helpless. Why? Because my Luna was staked, so there was no ways that I could have sold it. I couldn't have gone short because I couldn't. The volatility was too crazy, and the funding was absurd. My Luna got wiped out, but then the rest of my portfolio also got wiped out because Bitcoin dropped, all the altcoins went to shit, and I pretty much lost everything that I'd worked for the last 5 years to build. I pretty much lost it. It was dark. It was dark. And you know what the problem is? Not only did I feel dead inside, when I say I felt dead inside, I was alive. And I remember speaking to my kids, but not actually hearing what they said to me. I was alive, but I wasn't, like, I was so distracted. And I remember looking at my wife and looking at my kids and going, you had everything and you fucked everything up. Like, you had everything. You had all the money in the world. You gave them, I could have given them anything. And in that time, we were in the middle of the carnage.
Why were you taking more risk? If you'd had all the money, why take all the risk?
Because greed. Because Luna was the future of finance. Because Luna
because you wanted to be a billionaire as opposed to...
Yes, but also, yes, it was about the money, but it wasn't only about the money. It was also because Luna was the future of finance. And I couldn't unbelieve it because I believed it. And I'll tell you, like, 2 weeks before Luna went down, Scott Melker was on my show, and I showed him my portfolio, and he said to me, bro, de-risk from Luna. And I said, where should I put the money? Solana? I don't think Solana is going to be as good as Luna. He said, just put it into Bitcoin. And I was like, you're dreaming. Luna is much better than Bitcoin. And that's how we left it. Now, look, that was the worst 4 days of my life, worst 5 days of my life.
I just want to ask you one more question, because obviously the question that goes through your head, and that's the one I'm interested in, because you've gone through this cycle before, is when your voice says, why the fuck didn't you see it? Yourself, not, sure, most people missed it. So it's not like, oh, I got it right. But it's the voice inside your head saying, Ran, you thought you were good.
Greed.
But you didn't see it.
Greed. It is not wanting to believe. Now, look, I did a full post-mortem on what I did wrong. And I broke a lot of rules. I broke the rule of diversification, which now I live by. No matter how much I believe in Solana or how much I believe in ETH, none of them will ever be that part of my portfolio ever again. Never, because I've never been in that position again. Also, it's when you believe in something, you only want to see the one side of it. And what I realized is that actually the one side of it is completely useless, and all you should be listening to is the critics.
We hope you enjoyed the video. At Real Vision, we help you understand the complex world of finance, business, and the global economy with in-depth analysis from real experts. Join the revolution at realvision.com.